Welcome to Jung's channel. If this is your first time here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, so you won't miss any of our heartfelt stories filled with love, hope, and perseverance.
Today, we follow Sung Luyen as she heads out to harvest bananas and eggplants to sell. The rain is pouring, the ground is slippery, but she keeps going. Because behind every drop of rain is the image of her little daughter waiting for her to come home to a warm meal. The hardship doesn't slow her down. If anything, it gives her strength. This is a journey of love, determination, and a mother who refuses to give up.
When she finally reaches the banana garden, Sung Luyen pauses for a moment, lifting her gaze toward each heavy cluster hanging high above her. She studies them carefully, choosing the ones that are ripe enough to cut, but still firm enough to sell. Just like every other day, she starts by chopping the banana stalk. With one hand steadying the trunk and the other guiding the knife, she makes sure the cluster doesn't fall too hard. She catches it gently against her shoulder, protecting every banana from bruising, because even a small dent can mean a lower price at the market. After setting the cluster down, she cleans up the base of the tree, clearing away weeds and fallen leaves. It's her small way of respecting the land that feeds her family. She then cuts a few broad banana leaves, lays them neatly into her woven bamboo basket, creating a soft bed so the fruit stays perfect on the long walk. With a practiced motion, she lifts the heavy cluster, settles it into the basket, and secures the straps across her shoulders. The rain has softened now into a light drizzle, tapping gently on her hat as she takes her first steps back toward the road. The weight on her back is solid, but the thought of earning enough for her daughter's needs makes it feel just a bit lighter. And so, under the thin curtain of rain, Sung Luyen begins her journey to the market. Each step steady, each breath filled with quiet determination. This is her daily rhythm. Simple, demanding, and profoundly full of love.
After walking for a while, she reaches a quiet stretch of the road and finally sits down to rest. The cold rain has soaked through her sleeves, and the weight of the basket has begun to press deep into her shoulders. She rubs her hands together for warmth, then her eyes fall on the ring James once gave her. She turns it gently between her fingers, a small smile appearing on her tired face. In that moment, memories of him rush back. His voice, his kindness, the way he made her feel safe. She wonders how he's doing now, where he's living, what he's working on, whether he ever thinks of her too. The rain slows and she lets out a soft breath, gathering her strength again. With one last look at the ring, she slips it safely back onto her finger. Then she lifts the heavy basket of bananas onto her back once more. Her body aches, but her heart feels just a little warmer as she steps back onto the road, heading toward the market to finish her day's work.
When she finally reaches a small stall at the market, she sets her bamboo basket down with a quiet sigh of relief. Carefully, she lifts the banana cluster onto the scale. The shop owner nods approvingly and counts out the money into her hand. A warm smile spreads across her face. Today's hard work has been rewarded, and that feeling alone makes the long walk worth it. With the bananas sold, she adjusts the straps of her basket and steps back onto the road. There's no time to rest yet. She still has eggplants waiting in the field, and she's determined to gather them before the rain returns. And so, with renewed energy, she heads off to continue her day's harvest. As she follows the narrow dirt path leading away from the eggplant garden, Sung Luyen slows her pace for a moment, letting her breath settle.
The basket on her back shifts slightly, its weight reminding her just how much she's gathered today. She tightens the cloth strap across her chest and gives a small nod to herself, satisfied. The drizzle begins to ease, leaving only the soft tapping of water dripping from the tall grass on both sides of the path. She brushes a few strands of wet hair away from her face, her hands rough from years of working the fields. But her eyes, warm, determined, shine with quiet pride as she looks ahead. She stops by a small patch of wildflowers growing beside the road. They sway in the breeze, droplets clinging to their petals. For a moment, she crouches down and gently touches one, smiling at how something so delicate can survive the rain. Jongkongai Mingge, she thinks silently, small but strong, fragile but brave. After a brief moment, she stands again and continues walking. The mud tugs at her sandals, making each step heavier, but she doesn't complain. This is the rhythm of her life, steady, humble, and full of purpose. As she approaches the end of the field, she hears the distant sounds of the market, faint chatter, clinking bowls, and the occasional call of a vendor. It's comforting. It tells her she's close, that the journey from the banana grove to the eggplant rows is almost complete. Before leaving the garden completely, she turns back one last time. The rows of eggplant plants stretch out behind her, their leaves glistening under the soft gray sky. She silently thanks the land, as she always does. It has fed her family for years, carried her through seasons both harsh and generous. Then, for the final stretch, she squares her shoulders, adjusts the weight of the rattan basket, and steps onto the wider road leading to the market. Her steps are slow but steady, and each one carries a sense of hope, of moving forward, of not giving up, no matter how hard the day has been. Today's harvest is good. And with that, her heart feels just a bit lighter, even as the heavy basket sways behind her.
With the heavy basket of fresh eggplants on her back, Sung Luyen heads straight toward the market. Her steps are tired but determined. When she arrives, she spots a small fruit and vegetable stall she often sells to. She slips inside, gently lowers her basket, and begins setting the glossy purple eggplants onto the counter. The shop owner inspects them, nodding in approval, then buys the entire basketful without hesitation. Relief washes over her, another part of the day's work complete. With the money she's earned, she buys a small treat for herself and a few snacks her little daughter loves at home. The thought of her child's excited smile warms her heart. Tucking the snacks safely into her bag, she steps back out into the damp street and begins the journey home, ready to end the long, rainy day.
On her way home, Sung Luyen starts to walk faster, hoping she can reach the house before the sky turns completely dark. The path is wet and cold, but she keeps pushing forward, thinking of her daughter waiting for her. But when she arrives at the river crossing, she freezes. The rain has made the water rise too high. The calm stream she usually steps over is now rushing fast, covering the entire road. She stands there for a moment, realizing she has no chance of crossing safely. As much as she wants to go home, she has to accept she won't make it tonight. With no other choice, she turns back and looks for a small cave she knows nearby. When she finds it, the inside is cold and damp, but at least it shelters her from the night. She gathers a few dry branches, cuts some banana leaves to make something soft to lie on, then starts a small fire to warm herself. She opens the snacks she bought earlier, eating just enough for dinner. The cave is quiet except for the fire crackling and the wind outside. and the loneliness sinks in. Still, she wraps her arms around herself, trying to stay warm. After finishing her small meal, she lies down on the banana leaves beside the fire. It's not comfortable, and the night feels long. But she closes her eyes, hoping tomorrow the water will go down so she can finally return home to her daughter.
Early the next morning, as the first pale light reaches the mouth of the cave, Sung Luyen wakes up, shivering slightly from the cold. The fire has died down to soft embers, but she wastes no time. She brushes off the banana leaves, gathers her things, and steps out into the fresh morning air. The storm has passed, and with the river now calmer, she begins her walk home, hoping her daughter is safe and still sleeping. Meanwhile, not far away, the woman who once escaped with Sung Luyen from the two thieves is out collecting pig greens for her animals. She carries a curved sickle in one hand, the metal blade glinting faintly under the soft morning sun. With practiced movements, she cuts through the thick pigweed growing along the stream banks, gathering them into neat bundles. The wet leaves stick to her arms, but she doesn't seem to mind. This is her daily routine. When she finishes cutting enough, she ties each bundle tightly with strips of banana fiber. Then she loads them onto the back of her electric bicycle, stacking the green bundles carefully so they won't fall during the ride. With everything secured, she wipes her hands on her skirt, climbs onto the bicycle, and prepares to head back home, her morning work complete.
As Sung Luyen continues down the road, she spots a familiar figure pushing an electric bicycle loaded with bundles of pig greens. When she gets closer, she realizes it's the same woman she once escaped with during the chase from the two thieves. A warm smile spreads across both their faces as they stop in the middle of the quiet path. They greet each other, relieved to meet again after so long. The woman asks about Sung Luyen's daughter, about her work, and whether she's been staying healthy. Sung Luyen, in return, asks how things have been at her home, if her animals are doing well, and whether the thieves ever came back to the area. For a few minutes, the two women stand there talking like old friends, sharing worries, small joys, and the simple comfort of seeing a familiar face on a lonely morning road. After chatting for a while, the woman laughs softly and tells Sung Luyen she should learn how to ride an electric bicycle. It would make her long journeys so much easier. Curious and a little excited, Sung Luyen agrees. The woman guides her to climb onto the seat, showing her how to hold the handlebars, how to twist the throttle, and how to balance her weight. At first, everything seems simple, until Sung Luyen actually starts moving. The moment she twists the throttle, the bicycle jerks forward faster than she expected. She panics, wobbling wildly from side to side. The woman grabs the back of the seat, trying to steady her, but Sung Luyen's shaky steering makes the bike swerve straight toward the bushes. Slow down, the woman shouts, running after her. But Sung Luyen can't slow down. The bike zigzags across the narrow road, the front wheel diving into the tall weeds on both sides. The woman tries to keep up, but the bike lunges too fast, slipping from her grasp. Just then, far down the road, two men appear, walking straight toward them. Their faces are stern, their steps heavy, and the woman instantly freezes. She recognizes the look. They resemble the kind of debt collectors who had chased her before. Fear rushes through her chest, and without thinking, she sprints after Sung Luyen. Meanwhile, Sung Luyen, still struggling to control the bicycle, swerves left, then right, then straight into a thick patch of bushes. With a loud rustle, she topples over and disappears into the greenery. The woman rushes over and helps pull her up. "We have to go," she whispers urgently. "Those two men are coming this way. They might be the same kind who chased me before." Hearing that, Sung Luyen's heart jumps. Without wasting a second, the two women grab the bicycle and run, abandoning the bundles of pig greens scattered across the road. There's no time to collect anything, only time to escape. They slip into a nearby pomelo orchard, hiding between the tall trees. The branches above them block most of the sunlight, and the thick leaves help conceal their movements. They crouch low, barely breathing, listening for footsteps. The two men's voices echo faintly, searching, questioning, but after several tense minutes, the sound gradually fades. Only when the road grows completely silent do they dare to move again. Slowly, the women step out from between the pomelo trees and return to the main path. Both are exhausted, but relieved. Sung Luyen, knowing the woman needs a safe place to hide, leads her to an abandoned house she once stayed in. The old structure still stands, worn, quiet, and hidden enough to keep her safe from any debt collectors who might be looking for her. The woman thanks her softly, grateful for the refuge. Sung Luyen places a comforting hand on her shoulder, tells her to stay inside until things calm down, then prepares to leave. With a gentle smile, Sung Luyen waves goodbye and continues her long walk home, hoping the rest of her journey will be peaceful. And if you've enjoyed this story so far, don't forget to subscribe so you can follow the next chapters of Sung Luyen's journey.